and today I'm going to show you how to do a cover-up tattoo with some wax paper right out of your kitchen. Wax paper and a Sharpie marker. So recently I was approached by a lady who saw my wife's tattoos and wanted to know where she got them from, and my wife told her she got them from me. And so the lady asked me if I would do a cover-up tattoo for her. And what happened was she went out and got Adam, a man's name, tattooed on her stomach, and she is no longer with Adam, and so she wants this tattoo covered up. So I've started working on that. I actually outlined it already, but I'm going to take you guys through the steps I took to cover up this tattoo. Now, what you want to do is get some wax paper. And this is just paper that they use for cooking. It keeps things from sticking to stuff. It's kind of see-through, so you could go buy some tracing paper, but it's going to cost you a lot more than if you just go to your kitchen and grab some wax paper. So I put this on the lady's stomach and taped it down so it wouldn't move. And then I took a Sharpie marker and just traced over the tattoo. This tattoo was freshly done. It's not that old. She had it professionally done, so it's not even faded. These were bold black lines that I had to try to come up with a way to get rid of. So at this point, you're just tracing over the tattoo that the person has. Trying to make sure that your paper doesn't move, so you don't have your paper shift on you while you're tracing it, and then you get an incorrect tracing of the tattoo. So make sure you get all the lines that need to be covered, and you're going to end up with this. And I will actually show you the stencil that I did. And she actually has another. This was a cover-up tattoo. So she had already been tattooed twice right here, and this thing still made absolutely no sense to me. So first we get rid of Adam, and then we're going to get rid of whatever. We're going to get rid of this cover-up. Sometimes what happens was, if you do a cover-up incorrectly, you just cover up a bad tattoo with another bad tattoo. And that's not what we're trying to do here. We want to have a good tattoo instead of just covering up the old tattoo with something that doesn't look good. So you can see I'm working on my glass that has a light underneath it. This is my makeshift glass table. It's just a milk crate with a lamp with a low watt light bulb covered in glass, and I did a video on that, so I'll put in a link how to do this. And what I do is I just pretty much use this for my drawing table most of the time. Cleans up real easy. If I need to trace something, it's right here. And if I'm doing a cover-up, it really comes in handy. So let me turn that on. One of these days I might buy a light table, but this thing's been working pretty good for me so far, so I don't really feel the need to switch it out. I just keep using this like this. What you want to do now is find some artwork, some references that might cover up this tattoo, might work for a cover-up. A lot of times roses and flowers are used because you can cover up some of the dark lines with these shadows in the petals, and you can use the darker colors like dark blues and purples to cover up. Big flowers like this will cover up a nice solid area without just putting black over the cover-up tattoo, say doing a cover-up tattoo with a tribal, or just blacking the whole thing out and putting some designs in there with the black. You can use dark purples and blues and shadows and some of the lines in the petals to cover up those lines that you're trying to get rid of. This was my reference for my color and how I wanted the color to be, but that wasn't going to cover up Mr. Adam here. But I did find this reference that I added to, and if you look at the reference picture and the lines from the old tattoo, the petals matched up. You see this curve right here and the curve of that petal, it's almost the same. You can even see this curve down here fits in with this petal. So this reference art covered up this tattoo pretty well. But you can see over here we still have an issue with the A sticking into the petal. The plan is to use some dark shadows which will cover up all of this in here, but if I bring this dark shadow up into this petal, it's going to look really weird because the dark shadows are going to be down here, and then I'm going to have one dark shadow going up into this area. So one of the ideas with a cover-up tattoo is to take your eye's focus off of where the old tattoo is at and actually have them looking somewhere else. And this is on the lady's stomach, so her belly button is actually right here. So I went right up to this lady's belly button with this cover-up tattoo. It couldn't really go bigger because then I'd be tattooing inside of her belly button. But I could go wider, so that's when I decided to add a butterfly in here. And this would be orange when I'm finished. And you can see there's a lot of black. I believe this is like a monarch butterfly, black and orange. So I used the placement of the butterfly, made it look like it was on this little petal down here, and then used the black and the butterfly's wings and the body to get rid of that section right there. So with the tattoo being like this, your focus is going to go more towards the butterfly, and in this area you still have this area where the old tattoo is at. So adding another butterfly going away from the tattoo is a way to kind of get your eyes to focus over in this area where there is no old tattoo. And instead of just filling this in solid, which is a big mistake, you know, that's a telltale sign of a cover-up tattoo, these areas that have no tattoo in them, I'm going to leave white. So that way it doesn't look like a solid cover-up tattoo. The only solid areas are going to be down here in the shadows, where I need to cover up the old lettering. And the only solid areas in the butterfly are going to be these black areas, but then I'm going to have a lot of white and a lot of colored area to make you think that instead of being a solid cover-up tattoo, that this is just a regular tattoo that's nice and airy and not too solid. And your eyes won't focus where there might be a line that might poke out, or a line that might not get covered up all the way with ink. Your eye's going to focus over here or over here, and on the colors of the leaves and the colors of the flower petals.